Recording in progress. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my new weekly review. And I had last week not so good week. I wasn't so sharp to take trades and to focus on things. So yeah, I will go over the trades. CHFJPY was the first one on the daily, weekly, and 4 hour. This was actually a trading error. So if I go over the daily, I would say what was this trade I'm looking for? This was the bullish M. So I was looking at this first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg. So this was the bullish M I was looking for, but you could interpret this as a shoulder one here ahead, shoulder two also. So this is the major inverse head and shoulder because this is the clearest low, this is the clearest high. So actually, this is a smaller bullish M. So yeah, it's not really that clear. But I drew my fib from this low here till this high, and I was looking for that bullish M. So if I go to the weekly, on the weekly we had still a 3 out of 4 for me because I had the trend was a question mark, because I had here that impulse high, low, high, then we had a new low, then again a new high. So this could be also a false break. So actually, yeah, the trend I still had a question mark on it, but if I looked at the candle close, this one was bullish. This is already 1 out of 4. Then the fib from this low till this high is for us. The fib lows were touched here. We have a nice shoulder 1, head, then a bullish M, shoulder 2, so pattern in a pattern, aligning with that supply and demand zone. So we have a 3 out of 4 with that supply and demand zone, fib, and the candle close. So then I went till that 4-hour chart. And on the 4-hour chart, I saw that we tapped our daily zone here. Now I moved to here, but this daily zone was here at this bullish M. And we tapped it here and we had the first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg. I was in this trade and yeah, it didn't play out because if I also go to my charts there, what I was saying here, that also the fourth leg was less impulsive than the third leg, as you can see. This third leg was less impulsive than the fourth leg because if I went to the 4 hour, you can see this is more corrective here and took more time than this one. So yeah, that's also one of the reasons because this came much more faster back than this impulse here. So this is one of the reasons that didn't play out. So yeah. Then the next one, Euro USD on the daily, weekly, and 4 hour. This was also a training error. Actually, I was too focused on this pattern in a pattern, shoulder one, head, shoulder two with a bearish W, and my fib wasn't touched yet from this high to this low because this is the major shoulder one, head, shoulder two that could play out. So I wasn't really focused it anymore on that. I was too focused on this major part. And I also had 1 out of 4 on the weekly with a daily pattern and a pattern. I cannot take this. I need to have at least 2 out of 4. So this was not sharp for me to trade that. If I go to the weekly, you can see that we had here a bearish W and we had the first time break of this previous higher low, higher high. So we were still bullish. We were indicational bearish. So for me, it's still a question mark what the trend is. Some people say it's for me clearly bearish. Um, and then potentially it could be bullish also, but for me, it's a question mark. So what I had also fib completion. So from this high to this low, fib completion is against us. Then the candle close. This one could be potentially for you. It's not the clearest one, but I counted it for me because the wick is coming back from this high and it's closing a little bit more than the half of that candle. So that's why, but you can say also 0 out of 4. And then the supply and demand zone didn't tap here anything except off here, but then We weren't in the trade, we were a little bit lower in the trade. So for me, the supply momentum there wasn't tapped, even this one. So yeah, potentially 0 out of 4. And then on the 4 hour, what I was seeing, yeah, just the limit on that daily and shoulders plus bearish W, and it didn't play out because of that weekly criteria and the daily 61.80 that didn't got tapped. So that's why. Then the next one is AUDUSD. Actually, this trade was better than the first two trades, but it wasn't the clearest one of them all on the daily. If I go over the daily, you can see we had here a major bearish W, first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg. This would be our weekly pattern. And what I saw also was, okay, we have here this bearish W. We broke above it, but I saw this also clearly as one leg. And I saw then that we have here a IC sitting here, zone of interest. We tapped it, we went to the downside. So this could be also potential false break of these highs, where we can stay below it when we tap this selling zone. So I was looking there for a kind of pattern aligning here with this daily sellers here. Sellers, sellers, sellers. I see sitting here. Sellers, potential sellers again. Also here at these highs, potentially pushing the price back to the downside, which it didn't do because the daily isn't that clear. So if I go over the weekly, 3 out of 4, we tapped here this weekly highs here. We are bearish first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, bearish W. So we have here the trend with us, candle close this one against us. Then the fib from this high till this low is in the fib levels, and the supply and demand zone here sitting support, support, false break, resistance weak, support, resistance, resistance, potentially resistance, again for more downside momentum, which didn't play out. So 3 out of 4 for that short. And on the 4 hour, then we, I think I need to go to the USD here. Yeah, it's the same screenshot. So here on the 4 hour, I saw a pattern within a pattern. We have here shoulder one, head, first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, then shoulder two here. We went a little bit to the downside because we have that pattern within a pattern. But because of the daily, it's that not the clearest pattern. That's why it didn't play out. And we have also this structure here, this higher low sitting in the way to push to the upside. So this is the reason like that. So then the last one, CADCHF, actually was a good trade. This was a pattern in a pattern, a small one, so I could set the limit. So this was the only good trade. I actually, the quality setup I could take daily, then weekly, and 4 hour. So if I go over the daily, what I saw was here shoulder one, head, shoulder two, first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg. We have a potential A, B, C correction, fib completion here sitting, and we could go to the upside. What I saw also was we had a 4 out of 4 on the weekly. We had our bullish momentum, first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, potential fifth leg could be in play. So trend is bullish. Candle close, this bullish candle nicely closing bullish. Then a fib from this high till this low. Natural M, same highs, potentially same lows. Or this bullish M that could play out. And then the supply and demand zone sitting at this potential shoulder one, small head, shoulder two, where the daily zone was aligning it. So for me, this was clear that supply and demand zone that can work for us. If I look back, this was also a zone that could be triggered, but it doesn't fit on that screenshot. So 4 out of 4, and on the 4 hour, then I just took the limit on this shoulder one, and then we went 1% break even, and we tapped the daily previous structure IC here, and you saw when we tap an IC, it triggers more momentum to the downside. So this is the reason why this is a break even. So good trade gone bad. Then the missed trades, I have a lot of them because I want sharp also to take trades. So on a daily, weekly, and 4 hour like that. So what I saw on the daily was here a retrace trade or a hedge trade. So actually we were bearish on the weekly. This was your major bearish W here. And we had a fib completion from this high till this low on the daily, minus 27 fib completion lining sitting here. And we had a daily full candle close here, the previous one. So this was clearly to go. Even if you have after the daily full candle close a candle open, it's clear to go. We have that weekly buying zone. So this is key. And on the long, we have our trend. I will go over to on that weekly. So on that weekly, we have our trend is still bullish. We have this low, this is our high. So this is the bullish M, major bullish M impulse, correction potential impulse. And what I saw also was here we have a potential shoulder one, head, shoulder two. We have here a low and a high. We are trading between these highs, these lows. When we break out of it, we want to grab new liquidity from a potential IC, which we got here on that shoulder one. And this could potentially grab new liquidity till this previous supply and demand zone trade that we could take a hedge on. So which it did. So the daily, we had that weekly IC tapped and we went to the upside to potentially here play out at shoulder one, head shoulder two, which it did. So this could be a hedge after that. So I'm focusing on the fake out, on the hedge position. And when we had a daily candle close or sitting here at fully daily candle close, then we tap the daily fib completion. Then we want to see a diesel 1, 2, 3, 4. We are in this trade. Then we went break even around here. 2.5% could be taken out here. And then if you are taking 1/3 out at the 4-hour TP and the rest out could be taken at that daily shoulder one where there was also possibility trade to the downside. So this is a really good trade that could be taken. But because of that daily fib, I didn't draw from this high till this low because I saw this as a high, low, high, low, new high. So my fib was drawn from this high till this low, actually. And so I didn't have a fib completion. But on the weekly, this was a major bearish W, so I could see that as a fib completion also from that weekly. So yeah, that was the reason. Then the next one, GBP and ZT on the daily, weekly, and 4 hours. So if I go over the daily, we have here again a retrace hedge position. So on the daily, we are actually still bullish. We had the first time break of this low here. This is a false break. First time break with also here false break from that low. So the trend is still bullish actually. And if I took the fib from this high till this low, which I didn't took because I wasn't really sharp, we had a fib completion here and we tapped that monthly selling zone. So here I didn't set a daily clear supply and demand zone on that daily candle close. So yeah, that's the reason also why I wasn't anymore looking for this trade. And also I didn't draw the fib from this high low till this high. This was a major reason why I didn't took this fib. So we could take it with a daily full candle close. We had a monthly selling zone, potential weekly selling zone here. As you can see, this IC was sitting here, holding the price down. First time, second time, new liquidity was taken, no action. Third time, we could go to the downside. And a monthly selling zone here is sitting for going to push that price back to the downside. Then on a 4 hour, what could you see? The deceleration here that was triggered or could be taken when we tap the monthly selling zone. So this is a really good trade actually. Uh, Normally I would say this is not a really good trade, but if I look to the monthly, we had a clear selling zone there sitting. So yeah. Then the third one, GPUSD on a daily, weekly, and 4 hour. If I go over the daily, I was looking at this trade actually the bullish M fake out. So we had here first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, small candle close, closing below this higher low. So this is a fake out, and we could be sitting in a diesel. If I go over the weekly, it's a 2 out of 4 for me, potentially, because we had here supply and demand, so I'm grabbing liquidity to go to the upside, potentially till this supply and demand, so where we could find some resistance. And we had here that support. I see sitting resistance here, support. So this was a supply and demand zone that was active. And then this bullish candle close after touching that supply and demand zone is for you. So we have a 2 out of 4. The fib is against you because I drew the fib from this high till this low. And we had the fib completion here. No, actually, sorry. The fib from this high till this low can be sitting against you because we have that bearish W. And then the trend is just a question mark because um, we had that first time break of this previous higher low here. And yeah, then the trend is still potentially bullish or bearish, as you can see, because we made here a first time break of this previous higher low. And yeah, some people will say bearish or bullish. For me, it's just a question mark because it can be in between also. So 2 out of 4 for that long. And then if I went over the 4 hour, yes, the 4 hour was here, the deceleration. So we had a daily fake out and then we could take deceleration because we were closing above this daily previous structure low. As you can see, this candle closes above. So it's clear to take 1, 2, 3, the fourth candle we could be in, and we could take 2.5% out. And then this trade would be going back to the break even point. So that was the trade. Then the next one, Euro AUD, a winning trade pattern in a pattern on the 4 hour and head and shoulders on the daily. So daily, weekly, and 4 hour opening. On a daily, this was the hedge, the shoulder one here, head, shoulder two, which I was explaining after that first hedge trade I took here, the diesel, which is now here, the head and shoulders aligning with that major supply and demand zone here, acting as support, support, resistance, resistance, and went to the downside. If I go now to the weekly tapped this weekly supply and demand zone. So we had the candle close for us, this red one, and then the supply and demand zone at our daily shoulder one zone, acting here as resistance, resistance, support, support, false break, support, resistance, support, weak, resistance, weak, went to the downside. Clear supply and demand zone. So this was the trade, and on the 4 hour here, we had here that shoulder one had shoulder two within that bearish W. So why I was afraid of also was that, yeah, this shoulder one week came higher than this high. So yeah, for me, it's not clearly a pattern within a pattern, but it acted here as nice resistance as support, and now it's resistance. So I could see this trade actually as a bearish W with break of structure because our previous 4 hour high was here. This is just a false break of it as you draw your horizontal line. And then this is the low. So this is the major 4 hour bearish W. Within that, we tap that zone bearish W here. So this is a 4 hour bearish W with break of structure. And we could take a trade, and this could be still running to the daily TP, and we could take 2.5% out here at this zone. So yeah, then the next one is still running on the daily, weekly, and 4 hour. If I go over the daily, which one was EURUSD? So this was a first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg. For me, it's a daily big bullish M. As you can see, it's really big forming. It's even on the weekly bullish M actually. If I go over the weekly, so we need to take a 4 hour pattern, not diesel. So as you can see on that weekly, we have here shoulder one, head, short two within that a bullish M. So this is really nice. And we have here a nice clear supply and demand. Some buyers, 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 buyers potentially going to the upside. So this could be really the trade to take. And on the 4 hour, you can see we had here that bullish M, first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg. So I was really in doubt of this trade to take it on that lows here. And because my RR toward this 4 hour minus 27 and this daily selling zone was not that good for 2.5%, I would take here 2.5% out because we had also that kind of bullish M fake out because we are closing a little bit as you can see under this low. So this is a bullish M fake out actually, but we are closing above a support on the 4 hour. And yeah, I was a little bit in doubt of that, but because we have that 4 hour high week here and we had a break of it, the first structure that we encounter is this one. So actually we could take a trade and my stop loss could be below this 4 hour being of correction wicks, 5 pips. And then this trade could be break even here and it could be still running. So actually it doesn't matter if the daily TP is still good with our RR, then it's good to take. So yeah, I just needed to take this. Then GPUSD, this one was a scale in from that daily bullish and fake out where I was going over to. And if I go over the 4 hour, you can see we had here the diesel that we took, and then after that we could take the bullish M, first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg. And why I didn't took it was also because I was trying to take a trade on this previous structure high, which could act here as support. So that's why we take the bullish M here mostly of the time. But it went back till that first 4 hour higher low here. And why I didn't took it was because my RR at this entry stage, if I took here, the limit was not good to the daily TP for around 2.45% with the stop loss the same here. But if I was smart and I wasn't so emotional, I could move my entry till this 4 hour higher low, which is also okay to take if the price come back to that. And it did, and this trade will be running, and you could take 2.5% out here, and then here would be around 4.5%. So this trade is still or was still good to take. Then the last one, EURUSD. This was then the scale in on the 4 hour here, that bullish M that we first took, and then we can take the trade after that, first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg. We could take it on that 4 hour previous structure resistance that could become here support, and then we could go on out on break even here, and then this trade could be here triggering some sellers. So for me that was a good trade to take. So this was my weekly review. I hope you liked it and see you next week. Bye.